It started subtly, strange lineup shifts, inconsistent explanations, and odd injury reports that didn't quite line up with reality. Then came the interviews. Jason, one of the insiders close to the team, didn't need to say much to send social media into chaos. His calm but deliberate tone was enough. When he said there's a lot going on behind the scenes, it wasn't just commentary, it was confirmation. He didn't have to spell it out because everyone already knew. Something is wrong in Cleveland, something big. The feeling that the organization is quietly maneuvering behind closed doors to control the narrative has been growing for weeks. Every move they've made, from the quarterback decisions to the so-called back injury keeping Shadur sidelined, feels orchestrated to maintain control while deflecting blame. Fans see it. They feel it. This isn't about talent. It's about ego, politics, and fear. Shadur Sanders has everything a struggling team like the Browns desperately needs: leadership, poise, and that spark of confidence that makes people believe again. But instead of embracing that, Stefanski seems to be fighting it. The pattern has become too obvious to ignore. First, they praised him during practice sessions, then benched him without reason. One day he's climbing the depth chart, the next he's suddenly unavailable. Then came the injury talk. A back spasm. Harmless, they said. But to anyone paying attention, it sounded too convenient, too well-timed, especially right after the coaching staff reshuffled their offensive approach. You can't help but wonder if the so-called injury is just a smokescreen, a way to slow down his momentum without taking the public backlash that would come from outright benching him. Stefanski's been walking a fine line between protecting his image and suppressing Shadur's rise. The play calls have been conservative, almost scared. The quarterback rotations have been erratic. And every explanation given to the media seems crafted to make Shadur look like the problem, like he's unready, overhyped, or still learning. But fans aren't buying it anymore. They've seen too much, heard too much, and now the questions are louder than the excuses. How long does Stefanski think he can play this game before the truth explodes in his face? Because when you strip away the politics, the reality is simple. Shadur Sanders is ready. He's always been ready, and the Browns know it. The only reason he's not under center right now is because some people in power can't handle what that would mean for them. Dillon Gabriel being named starter only confirmed what fans already suspected. This isn't about merit, it's about control. Gabriel's the safe choice, the non-threatening one. Shedeur, on the other hand, represents a shift, a challenge, a reminder that the old system might not be working. And that scares people who've built their careers on maintaining the status quo. But there's more to this story than just football politics. Shedeur isn't like most players. He's not hiding behind PR handlers or corporate filters. He's out there in the community, walking through neighborhoods, shaking hands, meeting kids, showing love where few others dare to go. While others keep their distance, he's been showing up in the real Cleveland, the one that struggles, the one that fights, the one that remembers who's real and who's not. He's not doing it for the cameras, not for sponsorships, but because he understands what leadership truly means. And that's exactly what separates him from the rest. Anthony, one of the commentators, tried to downplay it, talking like Shedeur visiting schools and working with local kids was just some casual outreach. But that couldn't be further from the truth. This isn't a PR stunt. It's a connection. Shedeur's not throwing passes for show. He's building bridges. Every handshake, every word of encouragement, it means something. He's becoming part of the city in a way no one else on the team has. And that's what makes the system nervous. Real influence doesn't come from a title or a playbook. It comes from heart. Shedeur's building something they can't control, and deep down they know it. That's why they twist it, dismiss it, and pretend it's no big deal. But you can feel the discomfort from the organization every time his name comes up. Because when you have a player who connects that deeply, you can't keep him quiet forever. Then there's the noise. That's what they call it whenever anything happens around Shedeur. Noise. It's their favorite word. Convenient, isn't it? Every time the situation gets messy, they dismiss it as background chatter, as if it's all overblown drama. But this isn't noise. It's evidence. When Jason mentioned the jostling on the depth chart, the sudden back injury, the inconsistent messaging, it became clear that this was no accident. This is a calculated effort to confuse the narrative, to keep people guessing, to make it harder to see the manipulation. It's a play straight out of the classic NFL politics handbook. When in doubt, create chaos. That way no one knows who to blame. But fans aren't fooled. They've seen how every time Shadur gains momentum, something suddenly appears to slow him down. It's not bad luck, it's control. And then came the subtle shade. When Anthony questioned why someone with a back injury would fly across the country, the jealousy was written all over his face. His fake concern couldn't hide the irritation. He tried to mask it with professionalism, but the truth slipped through. It's not about the flight, it's about what it represents. Shedeur flying private, visiting family, living well, it all stands as a reminder that he's different. That he carries himself like someone who doesn't need their approval. That quiet confidence eats at them. While others gossip and speculate, Shadur stays composed, focused, and unbothered. He doesn't need to defend himself, and that power terrifies people who thrive on control. But beneath all the speculation, there's a human side to this too. This year hasn't gone the way Shedeur imagined. From the excitement of entering the league to the reality of being sidelined, he's faced the emotional roller coaster that breaks many young players. Yet through it all, he's remained grounded, patient, and focused on the bigger picture. It's hard to sit back and watch decisions being made above your head, especially when you know you can make a difference. But that's the reality he's been forced to live through. The frustration, the politics, the confusion, it's all part of a test that will either define or destroy him. Now, as the truth starts to unravel, it's clear that something bigger has been happening in Cleveland. The press conferences, the injury updates, the convenient timing, it all fits together too perfectly. This isn't just a football decision. It's a calculated move to protect egos and maintain control. But the truth always finds a way out. And when it does, there will be no hiding behind press releases or excuses. Stefanski and the Browns can spin it all they want, but the fans already know. They can feel the truth coming. Because this isn't just about one player being benched. It's about a culture that fears change. A system that punishes confidence, and a coach who's forgotten what leadership looks like. The writing's on the wall and no back injury report can cover it up forever. The Browns have tried to contain this fire, but it's spreading fast, and when it finally erupts, the fallout is going to be brutal. So what do you think? Is this all just coincidence, or are the Browns deliberately holding Shedeur back? Do you believe there's more to this story than they're letting on? Let me know your thoughts down below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into the stories the league doesn't want you to hear. This isn't the end of the Shadur Sanders saga, it's only the beginning.